Hi YouTube, it's Tracy from Entrepreneur Girl, and today is Tracy's Tuesday Tips, and we're going to be talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly of dropshipping. So I have been asked a lot recently about dropshipping and about bookkeeping, and so we are going to hit dropshipping today, and then next Tuesday we are going to be talking about GoDaddy bookkeeping. If you would like to, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any videos that we put out. And also, this dropshipping video is going to be part of our intermediate playlist. If you would like to see the rest of the videos in that playlist, then you can click here. Hi everyone, so we are going to be talking about drop shipping today. So we're going to talk about the good points about drop shipping and what it is so that you are familiar with the whole type of concept. So you know there are different e-commerce platforms. You know, we talk about eBay, we talk about Amazon, we talk about Etsy, we talk about having your own website, right? And there are programs out there like Shopify, you know, that you can utilize when you have your own website and when you're doing things like that. So most of us here on this channel have eBay and Amazon. Some of us have our own website. Some of us have all of these, and there are more. We're not covering everything, but those are basically, you know, the e-commerce platforms. Now, when you have these e-commerce platforms, you need to find products. And, you know, how you find products, we talk about lots of different ways. We talk about things like, you know, private label, where you import from China. We also talk about retail arbitrage, which could also, you know, include things like our online arbitrage and our thrift stores that we talk about, and garage sales and auctions, and, well, just about anything that you'll find on this channel, because we pretty much cover all of this. And then we have things like drop shipping, which is what we are going to be talking about today. So in a nutshell, very simplified matter, that is what it is. Now there are lots of perks to this. A lot of people like drop shipping, and we're going to be talking about these. These are happy faces. The main perk, of course, is that you get to use other people's capital. In essence, you don't have to have a lot of cash for this, because you are going to be advertising products that a wholesaler carries. When you sell the product on your Amazon forum, then you're going to place an order with the supplier, and then they are going to send out the order to you, or to the customer. So in essence, you are borrowing capital from that distributor, wholesaler, reseller, supplier. They're all kind of keywords that mean the same thing, and that is a really good perk, because when you are starting up and you don't have a lot of cash, a lot of people resort to drop shipping because it kind of gives them a way to start this business without having a lot of the funding themselves. Obviously, you don't have to have a lot of space either, because you don't have to store your own inventory. Okay, and so people like that, especially if you're in a big city or an apartment or you have small space. Sometimes the customers don't even know. You know, there's no way for them to really know that you're drop shipping. We're going to talk about a couple of concerns later, but it's not like it's like drop ship alert to your customer. So a lot of times they just simply don't know, and you don't have to worry about that. This is a really convenient method for you, and it's also efficient. With this, you can, you know, save a lot of time. You don't have to have the inventory sent to you, inspect it, house it, list it, send it. So the whole process can be faster and easier. It has a mobile factor to it. You can do this from anywhere that you have a computer. You don't have to be stuck with your inventory, so that's also nice. It's a trusted model. It's been around, you know, for a really long time. Online stores have used this for a very long time. Even some retail stores will utilize this method. So, you know, it is a model that e-commerce follows, and you can kind of trust in that. All right, if you choose to do this, then most of the places will require that you have an EIN number for your business and also a state sales tax number before you contact them or any of the suppliers or the original manufacturer. So you might want to have your business ducks in a row before you step into this realm. And this is why I choose to make it more of an advanced technique. It's not the only reason, but it is one. The main thing is finding a good wholesaler. You can Google, like we said, the keywords wholesaler, distributor, reseller, supplier. They're all the same keywords for the same thing, and you can Google that and see what you can come up with. One that I personally like is Worldwide Brands, so you can check them out if you want to. All right, so how does this whole thing work? Well, here's the thing. You have to first get approved to sell by the distributor. And then once you are, you normally, this is kind of a typical way, get a price list from them with their products and then those items for sale on your site. On your site, you can mark it in any way you would normally mark it. And then once you do sell the item, then you will contact the wholesaler and give them all the information. Customer XYZ has ordered product ABC, and this is where you need to ship it to. At that time, you are going to pay for the product. So what's happening here in essence is if you look up here, you're going to be getting paid for it. And so you have this money sitting in your account. You're going to contact them. You're going to go ahead here and you're going to place the order, for that customer, and then you're going to pay the company. So here is where you're netting the profit that you're going to make between what you've been paid for by the buyer and what you're having to pay for the product. And this is what you net. I find, at least for me, it averages around 25%. So that's about what you can expect to net. I think that would be a realistic number when you are doing drop shipping. So that sounds pretty good, right? You think, okay, I'm liking drop shipping. It sounds like I don't need a lot of space. I don't need a lot of money. I don't have a lot of risk. The customers don't know it. Yay. But here's the reality of drop shipping, and I don't want to rain on anybody's parade, but I want you to be prepared. I want you to be mindful of the obstacles that are in your way with this, and we're just going to kind of walk through them and talk about it. Is because there are lots of scams out there, lots of middlemen that are claiming to be drop shippers when in fact they're not. You have to be really careful. Do your research, even on like Worldwide Brands, which I've mentioned. Another one of my concerns is quality, especially if you are using like Alibaba or AliExpress, anything from China. They've been pretty good. Most other resellers I've talked to have been pretty happy with the quality. But it's something that you definitely want to be mindful of. You will want to have a sample sent to you so that you can observe it yourself before you want to put it on your Amazon and eBay accounts and stuff, because there are a lot of knockoffs and Amazon is really cracking down on this. So this is a really great way to have your account totally shut down, is by accidentally, maybe you don't even know, and customers aren't happy, they report you, they leave bad feedback, and then your account gets closed down. So quality is a huge issue, and you want to make sure that before you just blindly put the products up for sale. Shipping time. You are not in control of the shipping time. So you can place an order with the company. You could tell your customer that it's going to take 5 days to get to them, and it could take 3 weeks. And if it does, you're going to get negative feedback. You're not in control of these items, and they can, become issues for you. To find good products. And finding good products is not just quality, but it's also profit margin. Dropship, sometimes the profit margins are really narrow. Fees can be high, and it can sometimes become like a volume business. The next thing is lots of competition. If you can find it, then other competitors can find it too. And then you get into price wars. It's really hard to sync your inventory. The company that you place an order at, they had the products when you listed them for sale. They run out of the products when you actually sell it to your customer. You place an order, they're back ordered at the company, and then you have an unhappy customer. A lot of people would do multiple suppliers, so that's one way to try to, get out of this. But even then, they might not have the exact same product, and you're just going to have unhappy customers. Okay, suppliers that you have to pay for. So if there is a supplier out there that you're having to pay a monthly fee for, or a company that charges you to sell their products, then you need to avoid these types. Never paid for the benefit of selling someone's product, and it probably means it's more scammy, not that it's not legitimate, but it's just something to avoid or to tread with caution on. If you can't control the product, if you can't control the shipping time, if you can't control whether they run out of inventory or not, it's all kind of geared around you can make the customer very unhappy. An unhappy customer equals negative feedback. Negative feedback equals a bad account, or worse, your account gets closed down. Amazon is very strict on this. Amazon is very hard to recover from negative feedback, and they're also, I don't even know, nearly impossible to get reinstated with. So yes, there are good things about it. Yes, people make this successful and do a good job. If you find a really good supplier, you have a great relationship with them, you know them personally, you have a plan B, you have a plan C, you're very on top of it, this is a viable business model. But for beginners, or for people that are kind of unsure about what they're doing, or for people that aren't going to be on top of it all the time, I think it's very risky. So you can tell me your thoughts below, what you think, and we can talk about it.